Good morning, students. My name is Prashasti Goyal and I am your new chemistry teacher. Today I am going to start a chapter. The name of the chapter is Mole Concept and Stoichiometry. Okay. As you must have knew that the syllabus of your class have been reduced. So in this chapter, only stoichiometry and vapor pressure is coming. The rest is no more coming. Let me tell you, it is on page number 83. Page 83, I have given you homework on yesterday. So that was based on vapor density only. So vapor density and stoichiometry is coming on your course. Rest all the laws, Charles law, Boyle's law, Gay-Lussac law are no more coming. Okay, starting from vapor density, a formula of vapor density of a gas is weight of certain volume of a gas divided by weight of an equal volume of H2. Here we are relating with hydrogen. We are trying to find out the density, the vapor density of the gas. Vapor density means the amount of gas which converts into vapor, which has its density, how much dense a gas is. For example, if I'll take carbon dioxide gas and if I'll compare it with hydrogen gas, then definitely carbon dioxide gas will have more vapor density as compared to hydrogen gas. So this is equal to weight of certain volume of a gas divided by weight of an equal volume of H2, or weight of 1 liter of certain gas, of any gas, divided by weight of, you have to write it down in your notebook as well, weight of 1 liter of H2. So this is the formula of your vapor density of the gas. The another formula of vapor density of gas is molecular weight or relative molecular mass. This is known as molecular weight or relative molecular mass. This is equals to twice the vapor density. So these are the two formulas on which the topic is based. The rest is not coming in your course. If you need to know what is the syllabus of your new class 10th, like what is the syllabus in your class 10th, then you can ask me, or you can search your website. I can share you the link. From there you can know how many of the syllabus are coming and what have been reduced. Okay, so let's start with the numerical, which is on page number 83. The question number 16 we will do, and I will do one more question number 17. Then I'll give you homework which is on page number 86. I will give you the question number 1 and question number 2, which is on page number 86, based on vapor density only, not on the mole concept. Alright, so let's start with doing this numerical. Alright, I have erased that formula. You have to write down in your notebooks as well. Okay, whenever the school will open, or I'll ask the sir how to check your homework. So whenever I'll be able to find out the way to check your answers, to check your work in the notebook, I'm going to check. So please keep your work up to date, so that I don't need any lame excuses from your side. Let's start the question. A gas cylinder filled with hydrogen holds 50 gram of the gas. The same cylinder holds 200 gram of the gas. Is there something missing here? A gas cylinder, hydrogen gas holds, a gas cylinder filled with hydrogen holds 50 gram of the gas. The same cylinder holds 200 gram of gas A. Here is written A. 200 gram of gas A, comma 500 gram of gas B. That means a cylinder contains 50 gram of hydrogen gas. The same cylinder is when filled with gas A, then the gas A has weight 200 grams, and if I'll fill the same cylinder with gas B, then it has the weight 500 grams. Okay, now considering the same conditions of temperature and pressure in the cylinder, calculate the molecular weight of A and B. So let's first start with the case of A. Case for gas A. Case for gas A. What is the formula of vapor density? The formula of vapor density, can I write it as V dot not the vapor density is equals to, the formula is weight of certain amount of gas. Instead of certain amount of gas, I can write weight of certain amount of gas A divided by weight of H2 gas. So this is equals to what is the weight of gas A? The weight of gas A is 200 grams divided by what is the weight of H2 gas? It is 50 grams. That means equals to 4 times. Okay, so the molecular formula, molecular weight of gas A is equals to twice into vapor density. Alright, twice into what is the vapor density? It is 4. That means equals to 8. The formula, the molecular weight of A is 8 grams. Moving on the case B. Moving on case B, case for gas B. The formula, I will again put the same formula. Weight of certain amount of gas B. Weight of certain amount of gas B divided by weight of H2 divided by weight of H2, which is just equals to, what should I write here? The weight of gas B is 500 divided by 50. That means equals to 10 times. Vapor density is equals to 10. Now if I write let me erase it. If I have to write the molecular weight, then I will apply the same formula. Molecular weight is equals to molecular weight of B, gas B is equals to twice into vapor density, which is equals to 2 into 10. That means 20 gram. So this is so simple and straightforward answer. Now let's do the another question, and then I'll give you homework, and then we will move on to the other topic. Alright. Moving on to the other question, which is question number 17 on page number 84. Let's solve this problem. What is written here? A gas cylinder can hold 1 kg of hydrogen at room temperature and pressure. At room temperature and pressure, a cylinder can hold 1 kg of hydrogen gas. Now what they are asking, the molecular weight of CO2 it can hold under similar conditions. So students, it is just like question number 1, but we will go in the reverse direction. In the first question, we have started from formula of vapor density, and then we wrote the formula of molecular weight is equals to twice into vapor density. Here, first we will write the formula of molecular weight is equals to twice into vapor density. Why we will write it? Because they are asking the weight of CO2 it can hold. So how are we going to find out the weight of CO2? First we need to write the formula, that is vapor density is equals to weight of certain volume of CO2 divided by weight of certain volume of H2. Now we don't know. See, we know that the certain volume of H2 is 1 kg. We know this. But here in case we even don't know the vapor pressure, and we also don't know the weight of certain volume. This I have to find out. But we don't know the vapor density. So how can we find out this? Before putting this formula, we need to first write the formula of molecular weight. Molecular weight of CO2 is equals to twice into vapor density of CO2. Is that clear? So the molecular weight of CO2, what is the molecular weight of CO2? See, I'll write in bracket. The molecular weight of carbon is 12. Molecular weight of carbon is 12 plus molecular weight of oxygen is 16. So there is 2 oxygen molecules. So I will write 16 times 2, which will be equals to 12 plus 16 to the 32, which is equals to 44. So 44 is equals to twice into vapor density. From here, I will be able to find out the vapor density of carbon dioxide gas, that is 22. Alright, here I have find out the vapor density. Now I will put this value of vapor density into here, and I know the certain volume of hydrogen is 1 kg. Now from here I will find out the weight of certain volume of gas. Now how will I write? 22 is equals to weight of certain volume of CO2 divided by 1. That means weight of CO2 is equals to 22 grams. Alright, now what is the second part speaking? The second part is, if the number of molecules of hydrogen in cylinder is X, if there are X number of cylinders in hydrogen, in the hydrogen, there are X number of hydrogen molecules in the cylinder, then what is the number of molecules in the cylinder of CO2? Okay, so it is stated by Avogadro law. Avogadro law you have not studied since it is reduced, so I need to tell you about that also. Avogadro stated that if the temperature and pressure remain same, listen it very carefully, if temperature and pressure remain same, are constant, if temperature and pressure are constant, then if X amount of X molecules of hydrogen are there in a cylinder, X molecules of hydrogen are there in the cylinder, the same molecules it will contain in the same cylinder for the other gas. You got my point? For example, if there is a cylinder, it contains 5 molecules of H2O. It contains 5 molecules of O2. Let's take an example of O2. Then at the same pressure and temperature, if I keep inside the other gas, say for example, if I keep here say nitrogen gas, then the number of molecules will remain the same. Alright, this is stated by Avogadro's law, sorry, not Avogadro number. So in the part B they are asking that if there are X molecules of hydrogen gas, so at the same conditions how many molecules will be there of carbon dioxide gas. So you will write that answer part B, that molecules of CO2 will be X as stated by Avogadro law, that at same temperature and pressure, number of molecules of different gases in a cylinder remain same. Alright, this is stated by Avogadro law. Now we move to the other topic, okay, that is stoichiometry, and we will do numericals based on it. Fine students, let's start the stoichiometry. Here the first formula is percentage composition. You have to find out the percent of the composition. Now what if I'll ask you how much marks you got in, say for example, in mathematics, and you say that, ma'am, okay, let me tell you the page number. It is on page number 87. Page number 87. You have to read this topic and ask me any problem, any queries if there is related to the topic, related to the subject, any previous topics. You can ask me very openly and frankly. I am ready to tell you about all your queries. Alright. So now if I'll give you, I ask you what percent you got or how many marks you got, say for example in mathematics, and you will say that, ma'am, we got 92 marks in mathematics. So how will you convert it into percentage? You will divide it by total marks. The total marks maybe is of 100 multiplied by 100, so it becomes 92%. If you will say that, ma'am, we have got 30 marks out of 50. 30 marks, say for example, out of 50. If you got 30 marks out of 50, so what is the percentage of 30 out of 50? How will you do? You will write your marks you obtain divided by total marks multiplied by 100. So this is how you find out the percentage. The same method is followed here also. Percentage composition is equals to weight of element in one molecule of compound weight of element in one molecule of a compound, that is the weight which we have to find out. We will write the weight divided by total weight of the compound multiplied by 100. Alright, so this is the formula, and now we will start doing this numerical. Let's focus how we have to do this numerical. Let's start with the part A. They are saying calculate the percentage by weight of the following, that is first potassium in potassium dichromate. So let me tell you the formula of potassium dichromate. It is K2Cr2O7. K2Cr2O7 is the molecular formula of potassium dichromate. Now first let us find out its molecular formula. Molecular mass. Okay, so here the values are given 39. There are 2 potassium, so I'll multiply 39 by 2. Similarly, there are 2 chromium. I'll multiply the value of chromium with 2. 52 into 2 plus there are 7 oxygen. The atomic mass of oxygen, the molecular weight of oxygen is 16. 16 times 7, it becomes 9 to 18, 6, 7, 4, 5, 10 plus 11, 4, 6, 13, 14, 1, 2, 9, 294. Yes, 294 is the correct answer. So the total mass of potassium dichromate is 294. Now listen, what is the mass of potassium? Here the mass of potassium is 39, but there are 78 grams of potassium is there in total. So can I write it as 294 gram of K2Cr2O7 has 78 gram of potassium. Is that clear? Because the question is asking percentage by weight of the following. So here 294 gram of potassium dichromate has 78 gram of potassium. Now if I'll ask 1 gram of K2Cr2O7 will have 78 divided by 294 gram of potassium. Alright, now if I'll ask 100 gram of K2Cr2 will contain 78 divided by 294 multiplied by 100 gram of potassium. This is how the answer comes. So the answer written here is 26.53% of potassium is present in potassium dichromate. That is, let me write it with red pen, 26.53%. I am not calculating it. Okay, you have to calculate it. 26.53% of potassium is present in 100 gram of potassium dichromate. This is the way it is. You have to do it. Alright. Moving to the other part, type B, how we are going to do it. I need all the work done. I can check at any day. I can check on any day. I'm telling you. Once if I find that you people are not doing your work, I'll complain to principal sir. I'm telling you. Alright. So I need every work done, and I'm telling you that in case if you found any difficulty on any topic, let me know. But not on the day on which I'll ask that show me your notebooks, and then you'll say that ma'am we don't know about, we are unable to understand. No, that is not that is simply an excuse.